And now, what we all have been waiting for. Top 10 Otome games, part... What was the part again? Well, that wasn't extremely awkward. But yes, here I am with the last part of the top 10 Otome games I've been making here lately. So I won't talk anymore. The last introduction was extremely long, so I'm sorry. But yes, you can see my number one. And my number one Otome game is X-Node. Yeah, many of you might have figured this out because I, in one of the earlier videos, kinda talked about Zeiva Inc. and, the company making X-Node and really liked it. So yeah, that's pretty obvious, I guess. But still, the reason that X-Node is number one on my list is because this game is freaking good. It was the very first Otome game I played, and it just blew me away. It was amazing art. I really enjoyed the art, and the story was very complex, and the plot was very dark, and I said that I actually didn't like it when it was very dark, but this is the exception, because it's so good. I'll take my opinion of it later. Maybe I'll go with the plot before I'll say more. It's about this girl called Essie, and one day, out of the blue, some guy named Yuan come over and ask her to get into this school, who is pretty much a school for psychics. And of course, she is a psychic, but she kept it secret very much, and when she was a little girl, her mother died in an accident. She was actually there, but it's fine since now she got into this academy. It sounds maybe kind of flat, but it's really deep actually. I think she comes into this academy and comes pretty good out of it with everyone, and she meets some specific persons, to be totally specific, 3 persons and a teacher. And that's where I maybe will be a little bit critical. I didn't think I would give this game any bad response, but the thing is, I really wanted some more friends. Maybe I needed like a friend character of Essie that could kind of make, I don't know, I needed a friend character. There was a adult, and there was plenty of stuff from the past, and there was a friend character, but I want like a girl friend character to the main character. There are pretty many times, and it's actually pretty nice because it's make this world we walk into in Otome games seem more real, and I like that. So maybe I should start talking about the name right fast. It's named X-Node, and that's because her mother. Yeah, as the last thing, Essie's mother gave her this necklace. And in that necklace there was a USB drive. And with that, there was a folder named X-Node. And this X-Node has a password and she can't get through it, so she's pretty stuck. But I'm going right to the characters now. Let's start with the main character, Essie. She is a completely lovable person. I really understand her. I just like her. She's a really nice person. And an extremely good character. I just feel like I really can relate to Essie because she's going so much shit through, and it's actually kind of sad. And maybe I should start praising the opening. It's long gone, sorry. I should really start talking about the opening before everything else, but yes, the opening is awesome. Not as good as some of those I've seen in this countdown, longer down, but the game wasn't that well in those, so the opening can't save the game, you see. But back to the characters, I was talking about Essie. A last thing about her is that she says again what we want her to say, and still she's not. She doesn't seem like unrealistic because she's a brave person and like that, but doesn't seem unrealistic. She seems like a realistic character, and I can relate to her very much. So she's a really awesome main character. And in Xnode, you can rename the character, and actually, I don't have anything against that. And that's where I don't have something against that. But let's go right fast. I'll start with some side characters. There's some teacher. Okay, I can't remember her name. That's awkward. But there's this. Oh, I almost got it. Asia? It might be Asia. I think she's named Miss Asia or something. But she is a teacher that also has some stuff going on. Maybe I should say now that there are 4 founders of that school, and 2 of them are dead and 1 is missing, and the only one alive and not missing is Miss Asia. And I won't talk about the others because that will spoil kind of much, so you can figure out that yourself. So that was... Oh, there's another side character named Rexus, and he's really lovable. I really love him actually. So Rexus is nice, but and pretty funny as well. I really need to trust him. But going on, the next character I want to talk about is some of the guys. So I'll start right off with the guy she meets at the start of the game, Yuan. Alright, Yuan is a very interesting character, because in the beginning all the characters seems like really cliche, because it starts off with like a joker is supposed to be funny but actually is kind of pervy, and a really smart guy who doesn't give a shit about anything, and a cutie, a cute pure guy. But that is not all the case. They are very different. But enough talking about that. I've really enjoyed watching the characters as they have goes into relationship with each others. They also start changing eventually to the real selves, like something like that. But back to Yuan, he's a very smart person and he's extremely intelligent, and first of all, he seems extremely cold. And I heard that this game is inspired of the anime Ghost Hunt, and I'm extremely happy to hear that. Also because maybe I got a kind of that atmosphere that there was in Ghost Hunt. And you should know that I absolutely adored Ghost Hunt. Extremely. I really adored Ghost Hunt. But yes, I really liked Ghost Hunt. And Yuan is kind of like Naru. I think he was inspired from Naru. I mean, they look alike and they have kind of the same personality, but I have no problem against that. Because Naru is one of my favorite characters in Ghost Hunt, so I don't have any problem against that. So back to... maybe I should go to the next characters. I like Yuan very much. He's an extremely deep character as well, and has gone through a lot of pain and suffering. So you can also relate to him and think it's bad for him. And sometimes I really want to hack him. It's so sad. Now let's get to the next character, Ur. Alright, Ur was the first one I got going for him, because eventually cuties are cute. Yeah, and Ur was just pure. Even Essie said so the first time she saw him. Really, Ur is extremely pure and extremely sweet and really, really a fantastic character. is just someone you love just watching one time. And not only that, you can't get mad at him or anything. And maybe he would seem boring because that doesn't mean it. But it's like he has a lot of secrets and stuff, and you know that he has it, but you can't ask about it. It's like there's all this mysterious atmosphere sometimes when he talks to you. That's extremely interesting because you want to know more and more and even more about these characters. So yeah, is really sweet and really pure, and even he also has gone a lot of bad stuff through. Believe me, you won't believe what. Just never mind, I won't spoil anything. But I just really love Then the next character is Anan, and I really love Anan as well, even if he's kind of an ass. Because he seems like a real flirt first time you saw him, but you can actually see later on that he's not. He's actually a very, very deep and good character, and as the two others, he has gone a lot through in his past. Actually, even more than both of them, I think, almost. And he is still... There is so much mystery around this guy. I couldn't figure him out, and I still can't. Because one moment he is like really fun and then suddenly he just changes from this really Joker-like personality that smiles and jokes all the time to kinda, his expression doesn't change much, but he's like, suddenly he gets all mysterious and almost sarcastic, like a sadist or something. Maybe that's my wrong impression of him, but it's later on the game, but it's really amazing how it does. And he does that like a protection to himself because he is so hurt from his past. And he doesn't even say it because it's really deep, this stuff. And I am in love with all the characters. For the first time in history, I am actually in love with all of the three boys. Also Rexus. I actually love all of the characters, both except for the villain, of course. My time is running up. I'm going to be real fast. So, talking more about, there is this thing about psychics and stuff. All these, there are some mini games you have to get through to win the game and stuff. And it was, I needed a walkthrough, and I got really bad endings and died a couple of times with the walkthrough before I got to finish the game. So it's hard. And it's the story, as longer as the story goes in, it gets even more and more deep, and everything about it is just so wonderful. I really, really love it. So I'm going to really quick stop talking about this. That was my number one. Okay, as I expected, I ended up talking too much about X-Note, and actually there was an honorable mention, but since I talked too long about X-Note, I couldn't do that, so I can say fast that that's some games on iPhone. But too bad for that. I'm going to say see you next time, and I hope you enjoyed this top 10 Otome games, and this is me saying bye.